Hello, Moshe Dev here. Wanted to share something on the Parsha. It's all about Moshe Rabbeinu. And my name is Moshe Dev, and one of the things that I've done in my work and my self-development is that I try to take some time to and effort and connect to my name and the origins. So one of the projects that I've taken upon myself was to learn more about Moshe Rabbeinu and try to reflect on how I can learn from Moshe Rabbeinu's experience, on how I can conduct my life and grow as a leader, as an individual. And so here's the few findings that I got, and I wanted to share with you to refer to your own story, on what they call the hero's journey. Each one of us, as the Rebbe says on the Mishnah of Ezo Chacham Alamin Mikol Adam of Pirkei Avos, every single person, every single Chacham learns something from every single person, which the Rebbe says that means that every single person has something that he can teach to the Chacham. No matter, even if somebody is a Chacham, every single Adam, every single individual has the capacity and has a gift that he can teach and give to even the greatest. So each one of us is a leader in a certain way. So on the journey of being a leader, there's going to be certain things that we need to acknowledge and certain parts of our journey that are likely to happen. And I just want to point out a few that I learned from Moshe Rabbeinu's journey. They're not necessarily in the right order. These are just different points. Number one is something that we see in Yosef, Avraham, and now also by Moshe Rabbeinu in this week's Parsha of Parsha Shemais, is that a leader doesn't get lost and doesn't get distracted by. A leader isn't created in his leadership over a nation. His leadership is created and shaped by his attention to the individual. So by Avraham Avinu, he wasn't the one that was preaching to everybody. He was the one that set himself up and took care of guest by guest when he had the tent where he had guests in the desert. You see that also by Yosef, that his nature was to be sitting in prison, and he said and he had attention to the individuals, so the Saramashma, Sarafin, how you doing, how you feeling, why do you feel this way? So there was an attention to the individual. And here's where we see for the first time the words Vayigdal Moshe. It already said before that the child had grown up. Vayigdal Hanar, I think the word is. And then again in the pasuk, I think it's pasuk here. I could tell you it's Perik Beis pasuk Yud Aleph. Vayihi bayim ahu, vayihi bayam ahem, vayigdal Moshe, and Moshe grew up. And the commentaries say, look, what do you mean? We already knew he grew up. Why are you saying it again? So one of the things we can see is that he grew up from just being a regular person, and now he's becoming a leader. Why? Because right in that pasuk, it talks about how he noticed that there was two Jews fighting, and oh no, he saw that a Jew was suffering. The Mitzri, Vayar besivloisa, Vayar ish Mitzri makes ivri ne'echav. He saw that one of his brothers was being hit by a Mitzri, so he was paying attention, and he was bringing his leadership to the individual. He was caring about each individual person. The second thing is that leadership is chosen from Hashem, and there's no choice in the matter. A person can try to avoid his leadership and his capacity to give as a leader, but you're chosen by Hashem, and you can do whatever you want, just like Yaina. We know from Yaina, but you also see in Moshe Rabbeinu in many different ways how seemingly it seems that he tried to avoid or wiggle his way out, and he even had logical good reasons which are rooted in reality for why he's not the right person. The first time is he asks, who am I? Who am I? Who are the Jews? Are we worthy? basically the first time he tried to avoid is basically by saying, "Are the Jews worthy of it?" So he was like, "Oh yeah, it's not about me; it's about them. Are they worthy?" Basically that was his first way of saying they don't necessarily deserve it right now. And to which the Eberster said, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to be with you, and they will deserve it later." So that was the first thing that Moshe like, maybe I don't have to be a leader because they don't deserve it. Second one is, um, oh man, I don't remember exactly what it is that Moshe Rabbeinu said. But I know that what Hashem said when he asked Hashem what his like, oh yeah, oh 1 second. So you want me to take them out of Galus? Okay, then what's your name? Meaning, I don't feel like I have the power to do it. Or even if you're giving me the power, what tools are you going to give me? And to which the Abishter answers, I will give you the level, I will give you the power, or you'll get the source of your capacity to take them out from the level of Ekya, the Midah of which is the Midah of Keser, which is it's basically beyond your understanding. Keser is the crown, which is beyond understanding and knowledge. Third is his excuse. Okay, I just don't. I want to respect Moshe Rabbeinu in the way I speak, but he said that, oh yeah, the Jewish people, they won't believe me. They're not going to believe me that they're going to be redeemed. So those words, that lashon hara, that his speaking created when he said that the Jews don't. It's like another way. Again, it's another way of avoiding the leadership, and it's basically it's projecting it onto them. Oh yeah, yeah. You want me to be a leader? I'll be a leader, but they won't listen to me. But that's another way of avoiding it. One was they're not worthy. The other one was they won't listen to me. Another one is like, how am I going to do it? Which source of power? And another one is it's difficult. I can't talk. He said he has a speech impediment, and then the Eibishter said Misam Pela Adam. So the Eibishter had a rebuttal for that. Misam Pela Adam. Who do you think gave the power of speech? So basically saying, I'm coming with you. I created the power of speech. You go. I'll take care of it. And then the last one that Moshe Rabbeinu tried to do was like, yeah, just send somebody else. Send Aaron. Why? Because I personally, Moshe, I grew up in the palace. So I didn't really suffer a day in my life. So the person who's a redeemer has to be somebody that actually experienced the pain of the. See, that's another thing. Like, who am I to lead these people? And the answer is, um, oh, I don't remember what it is that the Abishter responded to him, but that is another one of the excuses that people can try to have to say why they can't lead. So here's a few points. Number one is lashon hara is the plague of all plagues. It's the only thing that can rip us apart. That's what Moshe feared would cause the Jews to not merit the Geula. He thought that okay, I guess this is from like a sikha that I learned of sorts. I don't remember exactly what it was, but basically, he thought that the Jewish people won't deserve it, and the reason why Moshe was punished for that, he was punished for saying that maybe the Jews. Why? Because as soon as Moshe fears that that's what will happen, he also creates it. In other words, tracht gut wird sein gut. You have to, whatever it is that you think will happen as a leader, um, that's what's going to happen. So make sure you choose and you speak the right things. When he was saying that he has a speech impediment and therefore he is disqualified to represent the Eberster, what he was saying, what he is saying to me is that I can make excuses that my flaws disqualify me from being a leader, aka representing Eibishter. Which God responds, if you want to make yourself small, then yeah. But ultimately, there's no way you're going to get out of this job. You want to make yourself small and say why you're disqualified. You can say whatever you want, but ultimately, that's not going to disqualify you from actually fulfilling the purpose. And furthermore, what God specifically wanted somebody with a speech impediment, so that when eventually it came time to give the Torah, it was very explicit, the fact that it was a miracle that the words were coming through Moshe, because it was just explicit that the words that it was a miracle and it was really coming from the Eibishter and not from the human being. Another point is Vayaminu b'Hashem u'v'Moshe Avdai. Um, this is just my own personal thing. Is like there's always two parts. There is the person who's fulfilling it, and there is the Hashem in it. And it's important to not just believe in the Hashem in it, but also there's a purpose of the Moshe. There is a purpose of the thing. So like, oh, if the Eibishter could fulfill it, what does he need me for? It's all the Eibishter anyway. But no. If they're both one and the same. Something that the Eibishter wants is for there to be a Moshe, and that the Torah be given through a Moshe. If you want to look it up, a sikha that can back a lot of what I'm saying is the sikha of Beshalach Nun Beis. Wishing you all a beautiful Shabbos. Be the leader that you are, and know that there is no way you're getting out of it. So embrace it and know the tools that can help you fulfill your purpose and your mission. Much love.